What's going on, party people? Unsportsmanlike conduct number 122. I got a little distracted here as I was sharing the show out. I saw a big picture of the Empire State Building with Superman on it, part of the Superman advertising. So I got him all across the side of the Empire State Building in blue and red. Why? Because the days of the blue and the orange on the Empire State Building this playoff season is over. I am Steve. I got they're very much alive. Ant, I don't even know how long it's been since you've been on the show. What's going on, my friend? How's it going? I feel like we need to reintroduce ourselves.
I don't even know what day of the week it is. I don't know.
That's right.
I don't know where I am right now.
It's Friday Eve. I'm very happy to announce it's Friday Eve.
Yeah, my liver knows that, sadly.
Hey, this is my second show of the night, okay? Second show of the night.
I should have done that. I thought about doing that when I got home, but then I just started doing 500 other things. Been busy. I wish I could say I was doing fun stuff being busy, but mostly just working. So not a lot of fun stuff.
Not a lot of fun stuff. There is a lot of fun stuff going on in the world of sports, though. So we do always have a lot to talk about, especially this time of year. And Tim and I were talking, and Timmy hopefully will be here in just a little bit. But Timmy and I were talking about last week. We were saying after this, it just becomes baseball for a little bit, which for me, I have no problem with. And, we got to put him on a little, maybe a little suicide watch out there, but watching Heat clips. Sound like I said Heat clip. Some Dolphin stuff, you got to get yourself across that line. But did you see, I know we're still here in the cold open, you got the ice back there, but did you see all the improvements when it comes to attendance and all the ratings and all that stuff for baseball this year? Pretty promising.
Regionally, they're killing it.
Yes.
And what's funny is I think a lot of that has to do with oh my God, was it Bally's? Was it Bally's that went under?
Yeah.
So the FanDuel stepped in for a lot of them, and I know but they got a surprising amount of they picked up a surprising amount, backup of deals, and they ended up not losing out. Like a lot of people were worried, like, these regions are going to lose, like some of these teams are going to lose like $50 million in regional deals, and like nobody lost out. Hockey teams actually made out better than they were doing before. Basketball teams have made out solid. Baseball teams are making out well. The regional sports game is surging again. Yeah. And I wonder if that takes away from the value of national deals in the long run. Maybe for baseball it does, but
and we'll see what happens going forward for baseball. But obviously they're out on ESPN. But there's talk about NBC picking that up, and Peacock doing games.
I'm trying to remember the last time I watched a baseball game on NBC.
And do you know what? Do you know one of the rumored guys is the Mets lead announcer, Gary Cohen, best booth in the game, bar none. I don't give a shit about nobody else, and I'm not being a homer. But he could be the lead announcer on that NBC if that comes to fruition.
I will admit, one of the things that I do miss about watching baseball was especially having what's the baseball package? Extra innings, right? That's the name of it, where you get all the baseball games.
Well, now I can't think of what it is because you said extra inning. It's not MLB extra innings.
What's it called? Is it just MLB TV now?
Yeah. MLB TV. Yep.
So the one thing I miss about watching baseball and having MLB TV was watching all of the regional coverage and getting all the different announcers. I know years ago, Ralph and I would we would talk about it because I would stay up late sometimes just to hear Vin Scully call a Dodgers game, even though I could care less about who the Dodgers were playing or anything. I just wanted to hear Vin Scully call a baseball game. But there was a lot of guys like that I used to enjoy listening to, and kind of don't have that anymore. I don't watch baseball anymore. I have not watched it. I watched like 5 minutes of a game like a month ago, and I haven't watched anything since.
We'll give you a little whirlwind tour of what's going on in the world of baseball here at the end of towards the end of the show.
I do surprisingly know most of what's going on. I just don't watch.
Okay, see,
I do. Right. I do still try and keep up with it a little bit.
Keep up with everything that's going on. We want an apology. I am actually at one point here. I'm going to demand an apology from Melo about Francisco Lindor. It's enough already. I demand it. Like he hasn't trolled in a while. but like that's good. We're good here. That's enough. All right.
You should not allow him on any of the networks until he records a formal apology.
Well, he's doing a good job of that on his own. Anyway, not going on to any of the shows. So we have we started off on an unexpected baseball rant with the hockey theme behind us. So as soon as we come back, we're going to talk about the Stanley Cup Final, the NBA Finals, both series at 2-1. One game going on right now, right across the street from me, and we'll get into a little bit of football action too. We'll talk Ant's favorite quarterback, Aaron Rodgers, heading to the Steelers, and what that means for the world. The newlywed, Aaron Rodgers. We'll be right back after this.
Mahomes swings it. Start the party, Los Angeles! Your Dodgers have won the World Series! Banner number 18 has been secured. Florida Panthers have won the Stanley Cup!
Acknowledge me!
All right. Welcome on back in. We've got to change. This is a thing every week. I got to change some of that stuff in there. I have a very good plan, solid plan in place that I will not announce at this point in time for what the Eagles representation will be in our opening.
I was going to ask you about that.
Once I do get that settled.
We're Super Bowl behind right now.
Yeah, but it's we're all good. All right, Ant. So let's start in the NHL. Obviously, we got a team near and dear to your heart in the Stanley Cup Finals. They're up 2-1. They're up 3-1 in Game 4. Right next door to me, helicopters playing ads for gyros or hyros, or however you want to pronounce that. You want to be fancy, gyros, whatever. Just do whatever you want to do.
I don't care what you call it. Just give it to me.
Just give it. Yes, hell yeah. Helicopters. The sheriffs are flying over. All this stuff's going on over the arena, but inside the arena, 3-1 Panthers right now. And they just continue. I mean, they put a whooping on the other night, 6-1. So. It really looks as though, and this is kind of stuff that we've talked about, that they were looking well on their way to getting back and likely repeating. So, Ant, I give the floor to you here and talk about this Panthers team. It's like that. Remember that meme? You almost had it, so close. It's Canada trying to get the Stanley Cup again.
Yeah, it's one of the more impressive teams that I can remember watching, and not that was a big fan of the 2010 Blackhawks, but the way that they just dominate a game and just the way that they roll their lines, their defensive rotations, the way they move the puck, like, and I keep glancing up and watching the game, it's on right now.
I get
but
you.
Just like the goal they had, I don't know if you were watching the game before we got on, but the goal they had at the end of the first period to go up 3-0, that goal is pure hustle. And what's fantastic about that goal, Sam Reinhart gets the puck coming down the sideboards, gets to the red line, dumps the puck in. When he dumps the puck in, Carter Verhaeghe, who's next to him, chases the puck. Reinhart goes back to the bench for a line change. The person who jumps on the ice for Sam Reinhart, as Sam Reinhart jumps off the ice, is Anton Lundell. Carter Verhaeghe wins a puck battle. Really, Troy Stetcher overskated the puck, but Carter Verhaeghe wins a puck battle behind the net, centers the puck to Anton Lundell, gets a goal. And I haven't seen the official scoring on it yet, but basically Sam Reinhart is going to get an assist on a goal scored by the player that replaced him on a line change. And
Amazing.
That is just stuff like that is like crazy to see to me. Like I just don't know how it happens.
But it's things like that happen on crazy championship runs. Some weird stuff goes on and whatnot, and just the intensity over there, like you could feel it. Just like if you're out and about, even driving through now, I look, all credit where credit's due. I've said that they've done. NHL did a shitty job years ago when the All-Star game was here. I had no clue, and I live right next door. But now you can. The energy is palpable. Even if you go to the mall for some godforsaken reason on a game day, and it's just nothing. The Target at the mall.
I was about to ask
Panther
you that.
fans.
How insane is Sawgrass on game day?
No, it's nuts because don't get me started on these assholes crossing the little circle area.
Oh, no.
They don't give two shits. Listen. All right, that's my right of way. I don't care. They just diagonal bullshit that takes forever when they're crossing the street here. But yeah, it's palpable out there, and it's pretty cool. It's a pretty cool scene out there.
Evander Kane just got laid out by a Panther. I think it was Seth Jones who hit him.
As opposed to what's going on with the New York hockey team.
Well, let's transition. The series has been phenomenal so far. 2 overtime games have started, and then while game 3 was a blowout, it was not eventless. We'll say it was a very eventful game. A lot of action going on, especially in the third period of that one. But let's talk about your Rangers. We should bring this up. They've now basically gutted the core guys.
Gone. Longest tenured guy gone today.
Well, he's like the 3rd highest scoring player in Ranger history. Like, yeah. I think he's number 1 in playoff goals all time as a Ranger. Like, I was listening to the stats that he has as a Ranger earlier today, and I'm like, holy shit! Like, I didn't realize, and he hasn't. He's not that old. He's only 31. He's not even that old. Yeah, Chris Kreider gets dealt to the Ducks. Like, how are you feeling about this as a Ranger fan? 33. I was a little off on the age. Sorry.
No, yeah, you're good because 13 years with the Rangers, 12, 13 years with the Rangers. I don't, during that stretch with around the trade deadline, and they're just making these deals. A lot of people were not thrilled with the deals. Let's just say that they did make a little run, towards the middle part of the post All-Star game, right? But now this news started seeping through a couple days ago, where the two teams, the Ducks and the Rangers, agreed to the deal. And is he going to waive his no trade clause? Is he not? And from a standpoint of looking, if you've already made all these deals and you're gutted out, is he in here for a rebuild? Been with the team for 13 years. Does he want to go to a better situation? The draft picks, and what was it, 3rd and a second?
No,
swap.
It was they move up 15 picks from a 4th round pick they had, which was Anaheim's. They give back to Anaheim, and they get Toronto's 3rd round pick. It's a 15 slot move up from the top of the 4th round to the back half of the 3rd round. They get oh god, I can't remember the kid's first name. He's as a prospect from the Ducks system. He was a 2nd round pick a couple of years ago.
Gary Terrence.
There you go. He projects out as a bottom 6. The Edmonton is down a goal and are going on the power play.
I didn't see them score.
Yeah, they just scored. It was a pretty nasty snipe, and then Barkov just dumped the puck over the glass, so Edmonton's on the power play. Excuse me. The prospect, he most people project him out as like a bottom 6 forward, so like not like a elite top line guy, but after trading Kreider, after a season that he had, some people felt that they were selling a little low on him. Mm-hmm. At that age and with that much money that he's making, and with a salary cap that's largely kind of tied up,
they took all of it, right?
Yeah, no retention. Which is is like the 4th player that has been traded from New York to Anaheim that you guys have just somehow not had to pick up any cap on. I don't know how that Anaheim just keeps doing this. But they do. So yeah.
All right, and then from an outsider looking in, as an NHL savant, I did want to get Timmy's take on this. Obviously a huge Ranger fan. He's got himself inked up. Was on MSG Network in a commercial. Got his Rangers tat. Did you see? Did you ever see that?
Yeah, he showed it to me.
Okay. Yeah. So I did want to get his opinion, but you, from an outside perspective looking in, look from a fan perspective, this is not. I mean, this is it's a sad moment, right? Longest tenured, from a Rangers fan perspective, obviously, longest tenured Ranger. He's up there in the all-time ranks, and it's gonna be super weird next year not seeing him on the team.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It's gonna be like weird, like surreal.
The thing that I find, okay, so I'll dissect it piece by piece. I don't think I have any issue with the Kreider deal. I think anytime you can trade a player at that age and actually get back something of value for them, and you're not having to retain salary or attach things to him
From
to
a
get off
business
the money.
standpoint, not a fan. Yeah, see, that's
Yeah,
why I want separate. Yep.
From a hockey standpoint, I think that's a pretty slick trade. I mean, they basically did the same thing with Jacob Trouba earlier. Was it earlier this season? This past season? Yeah, it was earlier this past
Yeah, it
season.
was one of the 17 trades they made in 3 days.
So I like the idea of what they're doing. They're freeing up cap space. They're getting a little bit younger. They're getting a better draft pick. Like, I like all of those things. But then, like, I sit here and I look at it, and then they just traded a bunch of stuff to go get JT Miller earlier this year, who's only, like, I think 8 months younger than Chris Kreider, and who's under contract for like 5 more years at a bigger number. So, like, what's the
not part of the core group?
Former Ranger. He was a Ranger at one point.
Yeah,
long time ago.
That's the core of the last 13 years versus
It was a guy that wanted to be there, though. That's something positive. But you made that trade, so like I just want to know, like, from a clear directional standpoint, what is the plan? Is the plan to compete right now, or is the plan to try and go through another rebuild? Because, like, basically the last time they went through the rebuild, they brought in all these young players. Several of them didn't pan out, and then several of them ended up being pretty good. And then they signed.
Spoiler alert: things at Madison Square Garden are not running so well right now. Just across the board. We'll get to that.
We'll get to that.
Get into that a little bit,
because I got a lot of
last
questions
week.
for you. Got questions for you on that one.
But
I
have the answers.
They went through their years of rebuilding, and then they made the big free agent splash and signed Artemi Panarin, and that kind of catapulted them into like a competitor in the East. And they kind of flirted with competing for a Eastern Stanley Cup appearance. I think, was it 2 Eastern Conference Finals runs since you got Panarin, or just one? It's 2, right?
No, it's 2. And
I thought it was 2.
Last year was the one that traveled through here, which was just I'll never forget that game. For as long as I live, it was a Rangers victory in a series that they lost, but just the atmosphere. I don't have to sell you on playoff hockey. We opened the show last week. If you're not watching playoff hockey, what the hell are you doing? But in person, and I was lucky enough to be just like 5 rows from the glass, and Rangers got a victory. It was amazing. So, but now it's all that is gone. It's just like a blink, 1 year gone. Eastern Conference Finals last year, and now you don't make the playoffs. You make all these deals after struggling and really severely underperforming, and then you
on TV.
I'm wondering, where's the blimp? Where's the blimp?
That's it, right? That's the blimp shot.
Oh, the blimp! I haven't seen the blimp. I can hear, but it's a lot of like the plane was flying over earlier. I'll try to get you guys some video if I can.
But
did last.
But year. That's really my only question, is like, what is truly the plan? Because now there's heavy rumors that Keandre Miller is not going to be back. He's a restricted free agent. Sounds like they're working on Oilers just tied it. Sounds like they're working on a trade for Keandre Miller. There's rumors that Mika Zibanejad is on the trading block, which, again, I think you're sending 2 different messages there. Keandre Miller is 24 years old. Mika Zibanejad is 32 years old. If you're trading both of them, what are you doing? Like, what is your plan on replacing these players? Because, I mean, Keandre Miller's 25, but he's not coming off a great season. Neither is Zibanejad. You're trading these guys at low points. You're selling low on them, so you're not going to get like the value you could have gotten for them a year ago. Not that there was any thought of trading them a year ago after the seasons they had, but I wonder what the clear direction is. They make the Capo Caco trade in season and bring back Will Borgen immediately extend Borgen. I thought they overpaid him a little bit, but he fits them well, or at least what I think they want their identity to be. He fits relatively well. Kako actually took off in Seattle. I think that was just one of those situations where
Our favorite name.
But Capo Kako. I think he just needed a change of scenery, and I think the franchise was ready to give him one. I don't really have a problem with that trade. Like it became very evident it wasn't going to work in New York for him. Is that his fault? Is that Peter Laviolette's fault? Is that name person A, B, C, D, E, F, G's fault? I don't know. And at this point in time,
plenty
it
of
doesn't
blame
matter.
to go around.
Yeah, I mean, it's
the point is that the great franchises, let's not say great franchises, because there could be great franchises that are not being run properly at points in their lifetime. So the well-run franchises can take that Eastern Conference Finals loss last year and see what happened at the beginning of this year and make the appropriate pivots. From like, if I can extract myself from being a Rangers fan and look at the high level here, it's almost as if they panicked, and that's where the sell low comes in.
Yeah, and I think
with that panic goes, are you going young, or you're like you said, sending mixed messages on are you trading the face of the franchise to the core, one of the core players of the franchise over the last 13 years, and then you bring in another guy that's 8 months younger.
Yeah, and then like I said, like, so what do you do with Zibanejad? He has a full no move clause. Rumor has it he doesn't want to move it. Rumor also has it that has not stopped the Rangers from pestering him about it and trying to find a situation to get him out of New York.
And it might, after today, it might sway him. What are we doing here?
I think ultimately what will end up happening, it's very clear they don't want him. Oh, sorry. Panthers had a breakaway. It's very clear they don't want him. He's already got his money. He can probably go somewhere with a little less tax than New York and be fine. He has control over where he's going to go. I do expect him to get traded. I think they'll find a situation that he's agreeable to moving to. I do wonder if they'll be able to move off of that contract without retaining something, because that's $8.5 million for 5 more seasons.
That's a magic trick.
That's if you get rid of that one, like the Trouba one was surprising, but it was also only 2 years. The Kreider one, I was less surprised by, but it was also 2 years, and it was a less number than either of those two players. So, but that one, 8.5 for 5 years. I mean, I know the cap's going up pretty quickly here in the NHL now, but I don't know if that one's going to be. I don't know if that's going to work. We'll see. This team's going to be completely different next year. I believe I said it on this show several months back when they were floundering during the season that they should have looked into trading Adam Fox. And I know like people hear that and they're like, oh, you don't trade Adam Fox. Adam Fox has had a couple of really great seasons. I'm not disagreeing with that. He's not worth $9.5 million. I don't think he's actually good defensively. He's a great offensive defenseman, if that doesn't make any sense. Yeah. But yeah, at the number he's at, and at the just off his name alone, he's going to have value. So I thought they should have shopped him. I thought that would have been more of a turning point for the franchise. But he's only 27. I can understand. Hey, let's give it another go. Yeah. But then Alexis Lafreniere, they're saying that's unlikely he's going to be on the team by next year. So Kreider out, Lafreniere out, K'Andre Miller probably not coming back. Mika Zibanejad,
unrecognizable Rangers.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be Artemi Panarin and Vinny Trocheck and JT Miller. Like that's the only guys from last year, and JT Miller was a trade midseason.
Extreme overhaul. Yep.
Yeah, and that's not even counting the other deals, the Trubas and all the other ones that they've lost over the prior couple of years. So, I do think part of this is kind of the side effects of Peter Laviolette being your head coach. We talked about it when they hired him. It's 3
years ago.
The high can be really high, but it's going to be a steep decline after that high. It comes back really quickly. And this I think this was his shortest stop, actually, if I'm not mistaken. I believe it's been his shortest coaching stop since he's been a head coach. I want to say, because it was only 2 years, right?
Yeah, it was 2 years ago, I think.
Yeah, it was only 2 years. Yeah, so his shortest before that was 3 in Washington. Oh, he did have a 2-year stop in Rhode Island, but that was at the beginning of his career, so that doesn't count. Then he goes to Carolina for 5 years. They do win a cup while he's there. Then he goes to Philly. He takes them to a cup. He was in Philly for 5 years. Then he goes to Nashville, takes them to a cup. He was in Nashville for 6 years. And then Washington for 3, New York for 2. He's 61 years old. Maybe the end of the Peter Laviolette line. Who knows?
Might be.
We'll see. We'll see. Oh my God! Someone score a goal. The net was wide open.
So the Panthers up, win the first period 3-0. Edmonton up 3-0 in the second period. Makes for a nice little delightful third period of anxiety here on the show for Ant.
What just happened?
I don't know.
There's an Oilers player down. There's a Panthers player getting punched in the face. And the referees blew the play dead. I have no idea what happened.
Are they allowing the fight? Is this a massive brawl?
No. He's just. I didn't see what had happened. They're apparently not going to show the replay. So, yeah, it's going to be a different team in New York next year. I think we spent enough time on hockey. I'm going to try and.
Oh, we'll continue talking hockey as the game proceeds and your anxiety levels.
Oh, that's down. Embellishment.
Oof.
He barely fucking hit him.
Flop.
There's no way you can call that. You can't even call that boarding. He was against the board. That's a check. That's a normal check. There was nothing egregious about
this.
This
is what Dave wanted from me in the NBA. I don't even want to talk about that.
There's nothing egregious about the hit at all. Yeah, that's a normal check. Like, it's not high. It's not to the head. There's no contact.
I hear the
to
blimp.
The head.
I believe I hear the blimp.
Oh God, that's bad. Let's move off of hockey.
All right, we'll keep it going here because the game's still going.
I'm gonna be so pissed. No penalty. All right, they made the right call.
They shouldn't have stopped there.
Play, but that's not a penalty. I mean, it's a clean check. It's a clean check right in the numbers on the backside. He's against the wall, so it's not boarding. It's not like he, had that little. There's supposed to be that little 2-foot buffer for boarding. He was against the glass. It's a check. There's nothing illegal or wrong with that. Yeah, you're over here crying and you're up fine now. Shocking. Yeah. Anyways, moving on. I can't stand the embellishment.
A little flopping on the ice. Do we have a blowout today? Yes. In baseball, do have a blowout.
We're gonna start getting harder to find them.
Yeah, Rangers beat the Twins 16-3. That's your blowout of the evening.
16-3. Holy smokes!
Yeah, that happened. Colorado, the Rocket. Well, we're basketball here. We'll get to baseball. All right, NBA Finals going on right now. OKC and Indiana. Not where I thought that this was headed right now. What's happening? What is? Because I cannot. I am spiraling out of control in the basketball world right now. We'll get to my Knicks in just a second. But the fact the Pacers are up 2-1. This guy Haliburton, I'm so sick and tired of this guy Haliburton. Just an interesting stat here. It's all or nothing with this guy, right? He's got 28 points a game or so in their victories in the playoffs, 12 points a game in their losses. All right, and then today, or no, after the game, he wants to start saying, "Oh, the talking heads out there can say whatever they want. I don't care." Blah 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 blah. Meanwhile, your own PSC, I'm going off on the guy now. It's not fair anymore. But your own peers voted you the most overrated player out there. The basketball gods shine on me at the Garden. The ball bounces 73 feet in the air and then lands nice and cushionly into the basket, like a little like a little baby gets put to sleep right into the basket. Doesn't touch the net, really, basically, in game 1. I'm not bitter at all.
Doesn't sound like
what's
it.
going on.
Doesn't sound like it.
Jesus Christ! All right, and then he hits that shot. Whatever. OKC now down 2-1. They look a little tired out there. Towards the end of the game yesterday, the OKC was actually up by 7. I believe heading into the fourth quarter, and they were outscored by 14 or so. Wound up losing. What was it, 116-109 or so? Even Shai looked tired. They're doing the same type of thing in these wins as they did to the Knicks in their wins, and bodying up on him, getting him tired, full court press, and the such. So 2-1. Next game up in Indiana. You might say that the winner of this next game is likely to win the series. OKC wins the game. You're heading back to OKC. We'll see what happens with that. Pacers obviously have shown that they can win on the road. They actually play better on the road than at home for most of the playoffs. What you got here? Obviously, we all picked OKC.
Yeah.
And it's not going that route right now.
So the best
Basketball
defensive team, the best defensive team in basketball suddenly can't play defense. I don't know what to say to this. It's very weird to me. I don't understand some of the Oklahoma City substitution rotations. They seem to be favoring the two big lineup, and then they play a smaller team in Indiana, and they're like scared to play two bigs. I don't understand that. Doesn't make a lot of sense to me.
Right.
I mean, I've heard some people say that it's because they're worried about that would mean that Chet Holmgren has to cover Siakam. Pascal Siakam, because you would probably keep Hartenstein on Miles Turner. Okay. You won 68 regular season games. Why are you worried about how you're matching up to them? They should be worried about how they're matching up to you. Like, you should be dictating this. And I feel like so far this whole series has been Oklahoma City like trying to figure out how to match up better with Indiana instead of the other way around, which is mind-blowing to me because
outcoached. What do you think?
Outcoached is an understatement. Rick Carlisle is and the one thing I give Indiana a lot of credit for, and this does go back to not only the Knicks series but to the Cleveland series and even to the Milwaukee series. This team does not care what the scoreboard looks like at any point in the game. They are playing the exact same basketball the entire time. And you just don't see that from a lot of teams anymore. So often you see a team go down 15 with 2 or 3 minutes left and they pack it in. And that's it. All right, well, we're not winning tonight, guys. And this team just never does that. It's very strange. And the other thing I think that they've done really well with Oklahoma City, it felt like most of this season in the playoffs, they have these runs where, like, they're up 9, they're up 8, and then all of a sudden, bam, they're up 17, bam, they're up 20. Yeah. And it's like, whoa, what the fuck just happened? And it seems like every time they get to that point, we're like, oh, it's coming. Indiana hits a big shot. Indiana gets a big turnover. Indiana does something to just kill that momentum dead in its tracks. And then Indiana is the one coming back again. And it's been such a fascinating series to watch. I didn't think this team had a legit chance of winning. I picked the Thunder in 5. Yeah. And I thought, okay, Indiana will steal 1 in Indiana. Oklahoma City wins the other 4. And that series is over in 5. And at this point in time, I wouldn't be shocked if Indiana wins in 5. Like, they're playing so much better than Oklahoma City. Like, it sounds crazy to say, but
I don't know what you just said. Something scrambled. Some encryption did not allow that to get to me.
You heard it. It's to look at this. Like, I'm looking at.
I cannot. Can you imagine how ridiculous Reggie Miller is going to be?
Oh, I don't. You know how anyway. So
it's going to be uncontrolled. He's going to be all over the damn place. And then kiss ass Stephen A. Smith will probably have it on First Take. And
so usually when sports are on, if I'm home, I will play video games and watch sports, and I will have the sports sound on and the video game sound off because I don't need to hear the video game. I'm not playing Call of Duty or anything. I'm old. I don't do that anymore. I just play sports games. Really, that's all I do. But no, I don't. I have the sound of the game on. But when basketball games are on, the complete opposite. I will let the background music of the video game go. I do not want to hear these announcers at all. Like, I don't care what they have to say. Half the time it's not interesting, and the other half the time it's just outlandish.
Unless it's Mike Breen, right?
He's the only one. I love Mike Green, but yeah, love him. But everyone else, like, I don't want to hear anything they have to say. I don't care what they have to say. I don't want to hear it.
Doris, don't get me started on Doris Burke.
Stop it. We're not even gonna end the conversation right there.
And then we get rid of Jeff Van Gundy. Mark Jackson. What are we doing?
I don't get it. I don't get it.
Speaking of Jeff Van Gundy and Mark Jackson,
coach the candidates. Are you hoping?
Somebody.
All right, so let's hold on. I have to ask this question. Listen, I understand that you feel that the team has reached its limits with Thibodeau. I may not fully agree with that, considering he basically has only had this version of the team for 1 year. It does seem obvious that him and Cat don't get along. Blah, 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 blah. If you're going to fire him, you have to have a plan in place before you fire him, not after. Because once you fire him, no one is going to help you out on finding another coach. You have no leverage now. And the fact that we've had to watch like 6 reports come across about, the Knicks were denied permission to speak to this head. And they're asking for like some of the top head coaches. And like, I'm shocked they haven't asked for Steve Kerr or Spo yet. Or maybe those reports just haven't got out yet. But like, to go around and ask for all these coaches, like, why don't they just go, like, why didn't, like, in the handshake line after the series, why didn't they just go up to fucking Rick Carlisle and be like, hey, you want to coach here next year? Like, what the fuck are we doing? How do you not have a plan in place when you fire the guy? And like I said, I'm not even saying I disagree with the fact that, I'm not a big Tibbs fan. And I do think that some of the Tibbs stuff I think what he does is he elevates your floor. And I mean that in like the nicest way possible. He's a good coach. I'm not saying he's not. He elevates your floor. If you're a 40-win team with Tibbs, you're like a borderline 50-win team. And that's a big difference. But this is a guy whose entire coaching career has been based on defense. You guys sucked defensively, which makes no sense either, by the way, because OG and Bridges alone should make you one of the better defensive teams in all of basketball with their size and length. But they were not good defensively. So something obviously wasn't working there. Is it Cat? Is it? I don't know. I don't know what it is. Obviously, Cat worked out great in the regular season, and then obviously he has a bad series, and everyone thinks it's the end of the world.
Every game, he's got 4 fouls in the first half.
He's very foul.
Every game.
But this was all known ahead of time.
It's stupid fouls, and it's fouls that make Charles Barkley and them ask him on the post game show, "Why you get these stupid fouls?" Did you see that?
Yeah, no, he's what is it? BS. Bill Simmons said he's like, "There's never a foul." What is it? There's never a foul Cat saw that he didn't like, or something like that. I forgot how he worded it.
Hey, just grab somebody's wrist.
Yeah, he's just looking to foul.
What?
Yeah. I still wonder about that trade a little bit. Like, I understood why they did it. They wanted a big. What I don't understand is like, why didn't you just keep what you had? Maybe you ship off Randall and then not let Hartenstein leave, and then just keep
the Hartenstein thing is a big deal. I didn't have any problem with them getting rid of Randall. Randall gave us greatness in the regular season. He was that everyday guy, but in the playoffs, he was 12 points a game.
Yeah, I didn't understand. I didn't understand that. Like, especially after the Bridges trade, to me, it would have made more sense to re-sign Hartenstein, trade off Randall for whatever, even if you got peanuts for him, and kept the rest of the core. Obviously, I'm sure DiVincenzo would not have liked coming off the bench, but it is what it is. Like, even if you didn't, like, you could have started the game with no big. Like, no one cares for the first 5 minutes of the game anyway. Like, if you wanted to make someone's ego feel better, you could have started the game with no big. The downsides of Tibbs, we talked about, like, defense that wasn't that good anymore. His substitution rotations are terrible. I understand you want your best players to play. There's no reason for these guys to be playing like 45 minutes at random games in November. And it's a regular occurrence on his teams. I've never been a fan of that, back to the Chicago days even. So I don't think it's the worst thing that they fired him. I just don't understand firing him without a clear plan in place. And it's very clear that they didn't have a plan in place based on all these reports of who they're asking to interview. Like, Quinn Snyder, Atlanta's they just signed him like a year ago.
Yeah.
They're just gonna go ahead, just take our coach. What do we don't?
Well,
want
not
him.
even that. Who cares? Why are we? What are you doing?
I think Quinn Snyder's a good coach. So watch him.
He's done nothing, right? Give me Tibbs over, and everybody can say whatever they want about Tibbs, but just a few games away from the finals. I think it was. I said it last week on the show. It's just a dumb move. Any way that you look at it. I was listening. Magic Johnson was on First Take today, and he said, and he's got all the inside scoop, right? Magic Johnson, inside on the NBA. He said you had to have given him one more year. There's nothing else out there that's gonna push you forward. There's no head coach wise, and such.
But see, I don't really know that. So there's a lot of rumors, obviously, that they're going to trade Cat. I don't know if I buy that yet because I just don't know what that trade's going to look like. You don't have picks to attach to him to go big game hunting. So like all this stuff about, they're going to trade Cat and scraps for Giannis. Like, no, they're not. If Milwaukee's trading him, they're going to get either the Milwaukee or the Houston package or the San Antonio package, which is going to include 38 young players and 58 picks and, whatever. They're not getting Giannis. I don't think they should go get Durant. I don't think anyone should go get Durant. Personally,
No, I don't want
Kevin Durant. Well, don't worry. The Heat are going to trade an obnoxiously large amount for him, and all to get out of the play-in and lose in the first round in 5 games instead of 4.
Get a single digit seed this year.
I'm so disgusted with some of these trade packages I've seen, and I'm not even against I'm not against trading Jovic or Jaime Jaquez or any of these guys. I'm not even against trading the first round picks. I just think in today's NBA, it's more. I don't think we're in a big 3 era anymore in terms of just get 3 stars to play together and they're going to be great. Like, did anyone watch the finals? Like, did anyone watch the semi, the conference finals, even like the last few teams?
They're coming to get you.
Apparently.
What do you got going?
An
Amber Alert?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't understand. I don't want to talk about the Heat. Back to the Knicks.
Wait, hold on. I'm getting it now, and now it's on the phone. You can hear me still? But
yeah, I can still hear you.
In my AirPods.
Oh, because you have your AirPods on. Yeah, I could feel my other phones going.
Oh, it's Indeed.
Yeah,
guys,
you're definitely getting it then.
Indeed, I gotta go. I'm gonna go take care of the situation right now.
No. Captain Steve. Yeah. Yeah, no. So I mean, realistically for the Knicks, they're looking at like Frank Vogel, Taylor Jenkins. Shit, I don't even know who else. Maybe
there's absolutely no reason anymore, unless there is some crazy Diddy connection, to bring Mark Jackson over to the New York Knicks.
Is that the rumor? They want Mark Jackson? I don't think that's a good idea at all.
But why?
I don't think that's a good idea.
You're not a New York Knicks fan.
I don't believe that just because they played basketball, we should talk about them being coaches.
No, not at all. But they're also talking about Sam Cassell, championship player, championship assistant coach, alien for sure.
I think
he's not of this planet.
I think Sam Cassell's actually not a terrible.
I still hate him. 1994. I still, the hatred still, it remains there. He would have to do a lot to win me over.
I know there's a lot of people out there that say that, Mark Jackson didn't get a fair shake in Golden State, and he helped build the foundation there, and blah, 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 blah. They did lose in the first round his last year there, and they were a 51 win team that season. So it's not like, nothing happened there. Like, I don't know. Who did they lose to that year?
But for him not to even sniff a head coaching job for the next, what was that, 2014? What year was that?
They lost to the Chris Paul, Blake Griffin Clippers.
Never forgive Blake. The year where he hurt himself and then he punched somebody, I picked him in the first round of the fantasy draft.
I was a huge Blake Griffin fan. Yeah, but that's who they lost to in the first round that year. I don't know. I think that what Steve Kerr was able to do with that team and the way he opened it up for them, because I know that people were starting to talk about Steph and Clay that year, but it was after that when they oh my God, this is the greatest shooting duo ever. Pacers in 6. Would not shock me at all. Are we sure it goes to 6 at this point in time? I mean,
listen to me, Ant. Don't do that.
I'm being honest.
Let's go KC tomorrow. So am I.
Yeah, I don't think Mark Jackson. I don't think that's the answer. I understand he played there, so everyone loves him. He also hasn't coached in the NBA in 11 years.
But
So it'll
you
be
also have
12 years.
to. Oh, but I would take Jeff Van Gundy back in a heartbeat. When was the last time he was head coach?
Him and Thibodeau are supposedly very good friends. I don't
They're
think he's
best
coming.
friends. Yeah. Bromance. Who knows? Just remember, Jeff Van Gundy used to still drive a 1994 Honda Civic back and forth to work at Madison Square Garden as a coach. So
yeah. I don't think
remember where you came from. Anyway, no, Jeff Van Gundy thing. I've been wanting him to come back for 10, 15 years now. But anyway, bring it back to the Knicks. The asinine move here is you don't fire Thibodeau until you got a solid plan in place. And that solid plan in place does not include being rejected by 5 teams. And then, you don't know what's true, what's not true. But then, you hear the reports that they were infatuated with Jason Kidd and everybody within the organization wanted him to go. And like, what gives you the idea that that's going to work out? What they got now with Anthony Davis, you got Kyrie, you got what's his name coming out of college. So and don't forget they still have what's his name, Splash Brother number 2 went to Dallas.
Oh, Klay Thompson.
So you got Klay Thompson. What's his name? The college guy.
Oh, Cooper Flag.
So if all are healthy, that's a pretty good Dallas team. And they're not.
They're already not healthy though. Kyrie's coming off of a torn ACL, and ADs will be hurt 10 games into the season.
That's entirely accurate. That's and Luka's looking slim. He's on that Weight Watchers, whatever that's got going on right now. What's the drug?
Ozempic. I don't think that. I don't think with the way it reduces muscle mass that it would be a good idea for any athlete to take that while they're actively playing, I should say. No, I just don't understand. Like I can understand wanting to try a different coach. I just think if you were gonna do that, the right guy had to be available and you had to already have had the foundation to make that move. And it's very evident that none of that was the case. And that's why I don't understand it. It doesn't make any sense to me. I'm not going to talk about
the guy helped from a fan standpoint, and even from a watching day in and day out. I get the overhead view of this guy plays his guys tons of minutes, don't trust his bench, and from a defensive standpoint, did not do well during the season. Mitchell Robinson was out most of that time. They did play much better defense in the playoffs. They held the Pacers to 90 points in a game. But in the end, the Pacers just outpaced them. Screw them and all their fans. And I don't like Pat McAfee right now. We're sworn enemies. I've told him to just respect my request for space, and so he hasn't reached out in a week or so. So I appreciate that, Pat. But again, no
13 plan. 13 years as a head coach for Tom Thibodeau. Obviously, one of those years was the year he got fired in Minnesota after 40 games. In the other 12 seasons, he's only missed the playoffs twice. So 10 of 12 or 10 of 13 if you want to add the fired year. He's made the conference finals twice and the semifinals 5 times, and then lost in the first round the rest.
Yeah.
So
and by the way, if you are okay, so you want to take that sample, and one of those seasons bringing them to the conference finals was the Knicks, right? And you got to think of this holistically. This is not the Miami Heat who's been relevant all this time. This is not a team that's been relevant. This guy brought respect back to the Garden, and a respect that hasn't been seen outside of that year and a half stretch of Melo. In an era where you got the big 3 and they weren't going to win anything anyway. 25 years since they made the finals, and just zero respect along the way. There was just no respect along the way. So I think that kind of plays in with what the fans are feeling right now. And I don't like that. I'm not a fan of Stephen A. Right. But he constantly harps and is harping more now that it wasn't Thibodeau that gave up 5 draft picks for Mikal Bridges, right? This is the epitome of Knicks fans and the Knicks organization making everybody think that they're competent again, making good moves, or making moves that actually make sense as opposed to the last 20 years, right? And then they hit you with this. Let's fire the coach that got you to the Eastern Conference Finals and not have a plan and be the worst part is you're being rejected by everybody. Nobody's giving you permission to do shit. Okay? That's what's happening right now. So it's irritating. It's like all these steps forward and now you're taking all these steps back because now and then of course you got Dolan doing his thing on both ends of it. 3-3 still.
Yeah, they're on the power play and they just blew a pretty
Panthers
decent scoring chance. Yeah. Yeah, I'll touch on the Heat for a second. They should blow it up. I've been saying this for like 2 or 3 years now. They should blow it up.
That includes Bolster because certain teams in need of a head coach. Okay.
No, he could stay.
All right.
He could stay.
All right.
He could stay forever. He's a lifer. He's the Udonis Haslam of coaches.
How would that feel if he went to the Knicks?
If you guys actually had stuff like if you guys had like multiple first round picks to offer
You'd be
for him,
scared.
like I think Doc went for no, I wouldn't be scared. Like I understand it.
No,
Like,
no.
we're not-
Stop that. No. I don't want that. I want Heat fan Ant. How does
I'm being a Heat fan.
Heat-
This is no. I don't change my just because I'm a Heat
No, you're
fan.
not Melo.
But there's no realistic path to us being competitive next season from a championship standpoint. That path doesn't exist. We're not getting Giannis.
The Knicks.
I don't care. I don't care who we trade him to. That shit doesn't matter. People get so fucking hung up on that. Who gives a fuck? It doesn't.
Oh, you mean like the
matter.
Yankee fans? You mean like
It's
the
so
Yankee fans
Stupid.
that are so upset with us?
Who cares? You should be worried about your team, not the other team. Like I never understood that shit. Worry about your team. Who gives a fuck about the other one?
Well,
man?
that's my point. I said this to Tim last weekend. I've said it in our chat. The meme holds true. It's your birthday, you get 3 texts. Your favorite team loses, your shit's blowing up, right? Phones don't work. There are certain Heat fans, you're not included, Melo, and a bunch of other Heat fans, that their phones don't work unless the New York Knicks lose a basketball game.
I believe
It's
it.
just the fact. It just is what it is.
And Heat Twitter is starting to rival Dolphins Twitter with
Wait,
the insane
okay. Heat
shit
Twitter
that I read. Oh my god!
Was the Knicks
my
lost the revenge tour or whatever is complete. Celtics are gone, the Knicks are gone. Like that's your playoff run.
Yeah. Well, the Celtics.
I don't get upset with the
Celtics
Heat
one.
anymore.
The Celtics one I get behind. I hate the Celtics.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, and the Celtics are going to be down next year.
We talked about this.
Good time to have a good head coach next year.
We talked about this months ago where Melo got mad at me because I said that I would rather see the Knicks win than the Celtics win. I said I'd rather have to see the Knicks win than the Celtics win. He's like, how could you say that as a Heat fan? Da, 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 da. And I'm like, why not? Like, he's like, because it's the Knicks. I'm like, I don't give a fuck that it's the Knicks. Like, and I said this, and I know you didn't like it, but it's still true. A majority of my lifetime, the Knicks have not been relevant. Yeah. Like, just being honest, like outside of the 90s, they really haven't been relevant. So like for people to be like, oh, you have to hate the, like, no.
But
like,
that's the thing.
Do the Marlins hate 90s. Do Marlins fans hate the Nationals? Fuck no. Like, no one cares about the Nationals. Who cares that they won a title? They haven't done shit else the rest of their existence, you know? And I'm not saying that the Knicks are the Nationals, but like I don't like the team that's beaten us, like that's been a rival to us like recently. Like this whole Boston thing dates back to like what? Basically LeBron, like pre-LeBron too. Like so like 07, 08, pre-LeBron
late 2000s.
So like to talk about, oh well, we played the Knicks in the playoffs back in 1995. Like motherfucker, I was 6 years old then. I don't give a fuck.
those are days that the fan of the team should be reliving, right? I shouldn't be feeling the hate still from Pat Riley and crew losing 3 out of 4 years to the Knicks in the playoffs, and the 1 year they did win is because Charlie Ward got tossed into the 4th row by PJ Brown. Okay,
and
that's what happened there.
So yeah, like that whole thing, I don't understand it. Like, if the Knicks go on a run for the next like 10 to 15 years where we're competitive against them and we have a bunch of great playoff series and we lose to them, like, yeah, maybe I'll feel differently. But like right now, like, I'm sorry, I don't feel differently. Like we played you guys last year, right? Was it last year or 2 years ago in the playoffs? 2 years ago?
No,
Was it longer than that?
no, it
It was
wasn't 2
with
years ago.
Brunson. It's since Brunson's been there. We played you guys in the playoffs.
It was his first year.
It's 2 years ago.
Was it last
Or
year?
was it 3 years ago? Fuck,
3
I don't
years
even
ago.
know. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. But
Time
that's the
doesn't
last
make
time.
any sense to me anymore. So
Well,
it's
that's as you get older, the fact that it flies as fast as it does. Dude, the fact that it's June
it's
already,
stupid, right? That's
it's
ridiculous.
fucking June already, and New Year's was 3 days ago is kind of crazy to me. I don't know what this.
Most
time
of us, this is going to take a turn, but a lot of us just have like 20, 25 more Christmases to go.
what
That's it.
a fucking morbid way to say it.
Wait.
anyways, no, but like the Heat thing, the Heat Twitter is ridiculous. Like, I've seen we're gonna trade for Giannis, and after we trade for Giannis, we're gonna sign some player that we can't afford. Like, and what I love the most is, like, as Heat Twitter realizes that like a certain trade's not gonna happen, like as they start to realize like, yeah, we're not gonna get Giannis, Heat Twitter
Fucking shit, right?
makes it. They make it sound like Lauri Markkanen is like the greatest. They're gonna get Lauri Markkanen. Like, what the fuck does that do? Like, he's a
You know
good
what that
player
reminds
and all,
me
but,
of?
like, what the fuck is that doing?
That reminds me of the former partner I had on the other site when we used to play fantasy sports. He used to try and get a player. And if you denied him, oh, he sucks anyway. Yeah, he's trash. You can keep it. No, well, you just offered me 17 offers for this guy. Okay, chill out. Listen, I've always respected you as a sports fan because of that reason. You're not one to like. Why would any Heat fan take exception to anything that the Knicks are doing these days? They've not been good at the same time for a very long time.
The 90s, in literally the 90s,
right? Exactly, because the Knicks have been ass and and then you got the early 2010s with Melo in them, but then y'all
made it out of the first round once in that span. I'm not even trying to harp on the Knicks, but like
beat the Celtics. But like, okay,
yeah, but
we're all black that day. That was shit. You see what you just did there? That's 13 years ago.
But that's my whole point, man. Like, what are we talking about? You have to hate the Knicks.
We're all gonna die soon.
It's like we have more reason to hate the Hawks at this point in time than we do the fucking Knicks, man. Yeah. Like, seriously.
Yeah, it's all geography.
Not gonna call that? We're not gonna call that for real? He just fucking held his stick while he was skating down the ice, like in his hand. No one said anything. Holy shit!
No one said anything. All right. Just to close out, it's been a disappointing week and a half in the NBA for me. I don't agree with the Tibbs firing. I especially when you have no idea what you're doing on a coaching search. I don't know who they're bringing in. That they're talking about, guys who like Stephen A. Smith is talking up Mark Jackson, and I just don't. There's other guys like Bryant. What's his name, Bryant, and guys who have worked in the organization. I just don't know how. I just don't know. Unless you build a roster that has more depth, or if what they're counting on a head coach coming in. Where they're going to play Brunson 35 minutes a game, 34 minutes a game for Josh Hart, and trust 1 through 10.
There's one name we didn't mention that I had forgotten about, and his success is, I guess, technically a little scattered, but I actually like him as a head coach. I don't think Mike Brown would be a bad hire. I like Mike Brown.
Yeah. Well,
just throwing that out there.
Did that already.
I thought he made a pretty bad Kings team look respectable for a few years.
Yeah, no, that's
and then because ownership is stupid, they got rid of him. He took the Cavs to the finals. That was the year 06. I mean, he didn't take him. LeBron took him, but he was the head coach of that team, and that team was pretty bad outside of LeBron. He does.
LeBron just tweeted your quote. Said no way.
I mean, the team was awful. Like, hold on. Here we go. I'm going to read this fucking team. We're gonna
was
look
really
at this
bad.
team. This team was terrible, and this team went to the NBA Finals. So they had LeBron James. I will talk about them in order of their scoring from most to least, and I will give you the point totals. Obviously, LeBron is their leading scorer at 27.3 points per game. Their second leading scorer was Larry Hughes at
Larry Hughes,
14.9
baby.
points per game. Their third leading scorer was Zildrunas Ilgauskas at 11.9
Remember that? Remember
points per
the
game.
announcer here?
Yeah.
He would say from Z.
Drew Gooden, fourth, 11 points.
Headband.
Fifth,
Hey, the headband.
Sasha Pavlovic, 9 points. Like, dude, this team said Daniel Marshall, Anderson Varejao, Damon Jones, Daniel
What
Gibson.
year was that?
98-year-old Eric Snow was on this team. This is
Varejau's
06,
well
07?
known for
06,
being
07?
dunked on.
This
by
is 06, 07.
Mr. Wade.
Yeah, 06, 07. No, this team was bad. This team was really bad.
What's the they went to, was it 09 that they went to the finals also?
No, his first run in Cleveland, they only went the 1 year.
The one
They
year.
went 06, 07, and then they lost. I think they lost in the Eastern Conference.
I was thinking about a different year. Yeah.
Yeah, they lost in the Eastern Conference Finals in 08, 09, which was the year LeBron left, or the year
To who?
before the year.
Who did they
No. I'm sorry. That was the year before the year LeBron left, because he left in 09, 010. 09, 2010 was his last year, and then he left. In 08, 09, they lost to.
The decision was 15 years ago.
Who did they lose to? Orlando. That was the Orlando Lakers.
Yes. But there was a game in there because so 2009, I remember that clearly because me and a couple of friends, we did a road trip up Memorial Day weekend. We drove from here, we drove up to Boston, and it was that night or those couple of days, there was a game where LeBron just went off and hit just a huge shot. And we stopped for gas, and we wound up watching the rest of the game at the gas station in 11 o'clock at night in some dump in South Carolina or some shit. Risking our lives, really. But we went to Fenway Park. We saw Mets and Red Sox at Fenway, and then on the way back, we stopped at Citi Field. That was the first year that they were open to see Mets and Nationals on Memorial Day.
Yeah, so they lose in 08, 09 to the Magic team, which I thought that Magic team was really good. And then they lose in 2009, 2010 to Cleveland in the semis, or to Boston in the semis. Boston did go on to lose to the Lakers in 7 in the NBA Finals that year. And then he was gone. But no, I think Mike Brown, in terms of all the names I've heard, I think that would probably be the one I like the most for you guys.
I'm so irritated that I don't want to hear some of the names. That's where I am. But obviously more to come over the next few weeks. We'll see what the Knicks have, I guess, in store. I don't know what the hell they're doing. All right, let's get into a little bit of football here. If you don't mind, let's talk Melo's favorite quarterback, maybe. I don't know what his ranking is these days. But Aaron Rodgers signs with the Steelers. And so, something that we've been just waiting on happening all off season, really, because that was it. It was either Steelers because nobody else wanted him. Let's just call it what it is. Steelers, maybe even, I don't even know if they wanted him or if just the situation really, really, really called for it. But so what is it? A 10-year, 10-year. It's going to play till he's 51. $10 million. He comes out. Obviously, he shows up. He's a saint. He's not going to be able to pull the same stuff that he did over the years with the Steelers team for the 1 year that he's going to be there. And so he shows up. He says all the right things. He's married, apparently. We don't know who he's married to. That's all very secretive.
Her name is Brittany. That's the only thing.
Is it Brittany?
I believe that's what was said.
Brittany.
No idea who.
All right. Well, maybe it's just a normal girl.
Sure. Who knows? I'm not even 100% sure she's real. So
Oh, we got a Manta Teo situation. That's what's happening? That's what's happening. Hey,
I wasn't even thinking about that, but that's pretty good.
we got that situation. Well, he's ruined. It's supposedly he's ruined other people's lives. All right. So, what I kind of wanted, I like that's a good team over there. Russell Wilson was there. Outside of the quarterback, Russell Wilson, there last year, 10-7. And obviously they're not going to be world beaters out there. But what's your take? Is it a fit? First, what are your thoughts on that? Despite what we really think about Mr. Rogers, what do you think here?
Arthur Smith runs a similar, albeit different style of offense to Matt LaFleur. Arthur Smith broke into the league. Well, didn't break into the league, but was an offensive coordinator under LaFleur for a few years. So I think from an offensive scheme fit standpoint, I think it's a great fit. It's going to be a lot of 2 tight end, a lot of play action. The receiving core is pretty much just DK Metcalf, and then a bunch of Robert Woods is very old. Calvin Austin is a 4th-year player this year, 3rd-year player, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's a 4th-year player who hasn't done a whole lot. Roman Wilson was a high draft pick last year. I believe it was the 2nd or 3rd round, who hasn't he didn't get to play really last year. He was hurt. So the receivers are probably a little bit worse than what he was seeing in New York last year. They have a really nice 2-headed tight end monster in Pat Freiermuth and Darnell Washington. The offensive line is better. I don't care what anyone says. It is a better offensive line than the New York Jets had last year. And I do think that in terms of the running game, Jaylen Warren is a pretty solid running back. They also signed Kenneth Gainwell, who was good for Philly for a number of years. And they drafted in the 3rd round Caleb Johnson, who I am a big fan of, rookie running back Caleb Johnson. So
Not
I think
Sanders.
Correct. I think they're in a pretty good spot to be good offensively. The thing that a lot of people seem to have forgotten is that at the end of last season, the problem the Steelers ran into is that their defense fell apart. Their defense fell apart late in the year. TJ Watt was no longer creating pressure. The secondary started, not looking as impenetrable as it had earlier in the season. Just a number of different things happened. They have reworked some of that. They did sign Deshaun Elliott from Miami, who had a pretty decent season 2 years ago in Miami. They signed Darius Slay from Philadelphia, who, while he's getting up there in age, does have periods of time where he's pretty good on the outside. I'm trying to think of who else they brought in this offseason. I'm looking at it. I think most of these other guys were already here. Yeah, most of these other guys were already here. But they did draft Derek Harmon, defensive tackle out of Oregon, I believe it is. Oregon. He was one of my favorite interior defensive linemen in the draft. I think he's going to be a great fit for them, especially playing next to Keanu Benton and Cameron Hayward. And then, you have TJ Watt, obviously. So I like what they've done defensively. It's an old unit, but they do have a little bit of depth there at some of those positions. They're probably lacking some depth in the back end. Their secondary is not very deep, but the front 7 looks a lot stronger than it did a year ago, in my opinion. So we'll see what happens. They need to stay healthy, and they probably need one of these lesser known receivers to emerge as a legitimate threat opposite DK Metcalf.
Clear too.
Yeah, I'm not saying that they need another 1,000-yard receiver, but someone that can get them like 600-700 yards and be consistent.
At least be a threat.
I think that can be Roman Wilson. I really liked Roman Wilson coming out, so we'll see what happens. But it's a good situation. I said this, for all the slander I've said about Aaron Rodgers. I said this when the rumor started several months back. I actually like this signing for Pittsburgh. He's by far he's definitely an upgrade, no matter what you think about him.
Yeah,
he's an upgrade over Russ and whoever the hell Justin Fields. I know people don't want to hear that, but he's an upgrade over them, and he knows the system.
And certainly what they had left over after those 2 guys left.
Yeah, for sure. Well, Mason Rudolph,
Skylar Thompson, and
Skylar Thompson. How does he have a job? They drafted Will Howard too at Ohio State. Which means Skylar Thompson will be a practice squad player for them.
He'll be gone.
Yeah, if they keep Will Howard, they might not keep three quarterbacks. No, it's a good fit in my opinion. I think that he elevates their quarterback position. Does he elevate it enough to put them into Super Bowl contention? Probably not. Does he elevate them enough to put them into winning the division contention? I don't think so. They'll be a wild card team. They'll finish 10-7 or 9-8.
Makes it more interesting.
Yeah, they'll be more interesting. I think they can be frisky depending on their matchups.
Well, guess what? Let's take a quick look at their matchups. Let's look into the future really quickly. Do a quick run through of their schedule and see what on June 12th what we think that their record is going to be. All right. So week 1, foreshadowing at its best.
I love it.
Right?
Like the NFL knew it was going to
happen. Boom. Week 1 at the Jets. It's a 1:00 game. No big deal. No pressure. No fancy entrance, I hope. Because I just don't want to see it anymore. All right. What do you think? Win that game.
I'll take Steelers.
I'll take the Steelers there. 1-0. 1-0 and 1-0. Week 2, Seattle. And brand new quarterback, Sam Bradford.
Darnold.
What?
Sam Bradford hasn't played in a very long time.
He has not played. Listen, see, we're talking about things that have left from years ago. That's what happened there. Sam Bradford.
I lean Pittsburgh in that one. I think Seattle's defense isn't quite there yet, and I wonder
it's in Pittsburgh.
I wonder about some early season struggles from Darnold because their offensive line is not near as good as the Vikings was.
Yeah, that's certainly a thing to watch, and he's not near as mobile as that other untalented quarterback that used to play there. Week 3, they are week 3 at the New England Patriots.
They should win that game.
3-0.
They should win it, but that's also the type of game that like a Mike Vrabel team, being obviously less talented, will like somehow win that game. But I would pick the Steelers. Yes, I'd pick the Steelers 3-0.
Okay, all right. Week 4 against the Minnesota Vikings and their rookie quarterback.
Minnesota.
Okay, all right. So what do we have? 3-1. Because that's in Minnesota. They get a very early week 5 bye.
Rodgers does own the Vikings, but I will pick Minnesota there.
Week 5 bye, very early on for this
bye week wins.
Okay,
bye week wins.
Week 6. All right, so we both have them at 3-1 right now. Week 6, they are at home against the Cleveland Browns.
They'll beat Cleveland. Cleveland's gonna be really bad.
Is Shador playing by then?
Week 5.
It's the Browns. This is week 6. It's the Browns. Remember?
No, I don't think so. I don't think so.
All right, so we're at 4-1 here. All right, and now here we go.
Jesus,
4-1. See, but this is what Pittsburgh has been, right?
I haven't
during the years where they're
I'm not
good.
Getting ahead of myself. I'm visualizing the matchups as you go.
I am very proud of you for that. Actually,
I thought about doing it. I'm like, nah, just let him go.
But this has been Pittsburgh's thing, right? They start off hot.
Do you disagree with any of the ones I've said?
Nope. I'm with you on all of them. The only I wouldn't be surprised if they won against Minnesota.
Well, I think Minnesota's going to be really good.
I think so too. But that's the one so far. I wouldn't be surprised if it swings either way.
But I also think, like I said, with the Vrabel coach teams for New England, or even who was the second? Who was week 2? Seattle. Like if they lost one of those games, but then beat Minnesota, like I think 4-1 with those 5 games is it. Maybe not in the exact order I've laid out, but I think 4-1 sounds right.
Okay, so we're 4-1, heading
week 7.
Heading into week 7, and here we go. Here's a couple of weeks of not the Patriots and not the Browns. So week 7 is at Mr. Cool, Mr. Joe Burrow. They scored?
Yeah, I don't want to hear shit about the fucking officials. That dude just got tripped behind the net on a play and no one, bats an eyelash. Fucking Canadian fans, man.
This is Canadians.
Dude, the most unrealistic fan base I've ever seen before. Crying about Toronto being bad for this long because of fucking state income tax in Florida. It's like, motherfucker, where were you 20 years ago when the Panthers were winning like 20 games a season?
If that.
What the fuck? Like, what the fuck are we talking about?
What is it? The Miami Arena?
Yeah. You know how many fucking Panthers games I went to down there with a bunch of players no one's ever heard of? That's not true. That's mean. I like those teams. But anyways, keep going. Week 7.
Yeah, but you're a fan, but from back in the day. Week 7, got an L in here against the Bengals.
I don't think the Bengals actually got much better. That's the sad part.
I don't think so either. But anything is better than the defense that they had last year.
Just so I'm looking at depth charts right now. I'm not looking at
Yeah.
Because I just want to see. I know Cincinnati made some offensive line signings. I just don't remember what they all were. Close. Orlando Brown, Ted Karras, Dylan. They drafted him. Ugh. Not tremendous. If Burrow's healthy, I'll take the Bengals. Just that's the kind of thing the Bengals do.
But 4-2.
Yeah.
And then on a Sunday night game, that's another thing I want to look at. Where's that? That week 4 game is actually not in Pittsburgh. It is.
Is it a London game?
International. It's a 9:30 a.m. game.
That was the Minnesota one, though, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I still take Minnesota.
Yeah. So Pittsburgh. Okay. So now what are we at here?
4-2.
After
heading
4
into week
2.
8.
All right, 4-2. A Sunday night game against the Green Bay Packers. Gee, let's put a Sunday night game of the Packers and the Steelers.
Yeah,
How could that go better
Yeah.
than what it is now?
I'll take Green Bay in that one.
Green Bay.
So 4 and 3.
I'm with you. 4-3. Next up we have. This is gonna be tough. The Danny Dimes led Indianapolis Colts, baby, in Pittsburgh.
I think the Colts. Not that I'm blaming Danny Dimes for it, but I think the Colts may bottom out this year. So I'm gonna take the Steelers. What's that? 5-3. 5-3.
5-3. Yep.
Okay.
Next up, head West Coast here in week 10. Another night game, another Sunday night game. 2 out of 3 weeks.
Wait. Before you say the West Coast team, I'm just trying to think here. It's a California team, correct? Or California or Las Vegas, a former California team.
Yeah.
I don't think it matters which California team you name here. I don't think I'm picking the Steelers. But go ahead and say the team now.
That's fair. It is the Chargers.
Yeah. I'm taking the Chargers.
Okay.
So 5-4?
5-4.
Okay.
All right. Next up is a
5-4, and we haven't even said a Ravens game yet. That's kind of crazy.
That's scary. Well, that not just that. It's there's some other things out there too.
Don't they split with them like every year though? That's why I was almost like it's scary.
This year?
I thought they did.
My memory sucks. But the week 11 is then at home for the Bengals.
Week 11 is at home for the Bengals.
Yeah, I think we split that. You know, I take the Bengals in Cincinnati and I take the Steelers at home.
Yeah, the Steelers started. Wait, am I looking at the right fucking season? I am. Yeah, the Steelers started 8-2. They beat Baltimore in week 11, and then they lost to Baltimore in week 16 when they ended the season on a 4-game losing streak.
Oh, they got pounded in the playoffs, right, by Baltimore.
Yeah, 28-14.
Yeah,
could have been worse.
Yeah.
They didn't score.
Right.
They didn't score above 17 points their last 6 games.
Yeah, and with the defense struggling, that's why you lose 4 of your last 6 games.
They scored 44 against the Bengals on December 1st, and then they beat Cleveland the next week, 27-14 on December 8th.
And we could score 44 on the Bengals defense from last year.
And then they did not score, and then they did not win another game the rest of the season.
All right, where are we at here after the Bengals? I got the Steelers winning that game. It's in Pittsburgh.
It's split with the Bengals.
I'm just splitting with them.
Split with the Bengals sounds right. So that's 6-4.
6-4. Next up at the Bears. You know who owns the Bears?
Yeah, but I actually think the Bears are going to be really good. It's at Chicago.
Oh, that's nice. That's crisp. Like, can I bring you in? Like, close your eyes for just a moment. Let me paint you a picture here.
It's a game I'd like
Let
to
me
go
also.
to, actually.
I'm gonna play you a sound also here. Let me do this. What is this? It's a 1:00 game. It's the Steelers. It's at the Bears. So this is what we got here. It's November 30th, and it's November 23rd. It's the Sunday before Thanksgiving. It's crisp. It's Chicago. It's the Steelers. It's Rodgers. It's against the Bears. Football, baby. Football.
That'd be a hell of a game to go to.
That's a game. Yeah.
Give me Chicago. 6-5.
All right. 6-5. I'm with you on that. I do think Chicago is much improved, and they're gonna give some trouble there. All right, now here's a couple of gauntlet here. See, we're cutting them down right now. Week 13.
You know what's funny? Hold on. So last year they ended their season at Philly, at Baltimore, home for KC, home for Cincinnati, and they lost all those games. And they went to Baltimore in round 1 and lost that one too.
Well, this next game is week 13. It's the week after Thanksgiving. CBS action.
1:00.
1:00. It's 4:25. It's 4:25. I'm sorry.
Oh, it's not Cleveland.
This is the Pittsburgh Steelers at home welcoming in Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills.
And just like that, we're at 500.
We're at 6-6. There it is. Following week, also on CBS, a 1:00 game. Against the aforementioned rivals, the Baltimore Ravens. Are we creeping under 500 here? It's in Baltimore.
So whether you want to give them the win in this Baltimore game or the win in the other one, I'm going to split them with Baltimore. So
let's put a little pressure on them. Let's put a little pressure and say they're 6-7 right now.
Okay, that's fine. 6-7.
All right. Next up,
people are calling for Will Howard.
That's right. That's right. Skylar Thompson.
Oh my God. Words that have never been uttered.
All right. Next up, December 15th, Monday Night Football. Joe Buck, the douche from Dallas. The Steelers at home against the Miami Dolphins.
Oh my God. I would need to know the rest of the Dolphins schedule to accurately pick this game, but I'm going to pick the Steelers. Is that wait, you said at Miami or at Pittsburgh?
It's at Pittsburgh.
Yeah, we're losing that game. We're not winning a road game that late in the season against a decent team.
In the cold, right? So 7-7. Here it is. And here we go. Now, were they better off with Russell Wilson? That's the storylines going on. Now we're talking about, instead of Super Bowl potentially or possibly a playoff win or two. Now you're talking about a 500 team.
Should have never been talking about Super Bowl.
Who then? Oof, my lord. So sorry to have to tell everybody what the next game in this season is. Week 16 at the Detroit Lions.
That's a loss.
They're going to get mauled. You see what I did there? Mauled, I tell you.
So we're 7-8 heading into the last two. And if my math is right, those are both division games.
You are correct, 1,000%. And
they've already played since it's Cleveland and Baltimore. It just, I don't know the order.
Yeah, so Cleveland at Cleveland. Sorry, week 17.
It does. I don't care where it's at. They're beating Cleveland, so there.
So they were just 7-8, and what's gonna happen?
8-8, and they're playing Baltimore in a meaningless game, and there's 9-8.
Yep, 9-8. There it is, Tomlin. Well done, Aaron Rodgers. Off into the sunset with a fantastic 9-8 season under his belt, going to Pittsburgh.
Oh my God, the Panthers have the net pulled. There's 1:40 left. They're down a goal, and they just turned the puck over, and nope, kept it in the zone. Good job.
God, I wish we could put it on the screen without.
Oh, he fucking missed that one by inches. Hit the netting. All right, puck stoppage. So let me pull it up now, so I can just visualize this whole thing.
What's going on with the plane crash? What's this?
There's a plane crash in India.
Oh, there's another crash.
Another one?
I don't even know what this is. It's coming from an NBC thing. here in Homestead. Let's break actual news here. 9 people. It just
it's a
it
small
just says
it's a
crash.
small plane crash. Sounds like they both survived.
No, it says 8 people, including 5 children, taken to the hospital.
2 people were taken to the hospital after a small. Is this from today? Am I look? Oh, this is old. Disregard. I'm looking at old article.
Another crash. No, it just came through about a minute ago.
I haven't seen it yet.
What is going on? That India thing is that was pretty.
Let me
pretty
pull up the
intense.
Dolphins real quick. I gotta see this schedule so I can see how bad we're gonna be.
And of course, while you're doing that, Timmy and I said last week that the Giants are going to be the most improved 0-9 team ever next year.
You guys, I'm telling you, if the defensive line is as good as advertised, which I expect it to be, you guys are going to surprise some teams early.
I don't want to hear that.
I'm just telling you the truth. It's going to happen. You guys are going to surprise some teams.
All right, let's hear the Dolphins.
All right, so they open up with not too bad a schedule at Indy, home for New England. Not a bad start right there. They should win both of those games if assuming health. Then they go at Buffalo, get the Buffalo game out of the way early at Buffalo in September.
When it's warm, still warm outside relatively.
This is where like Buffalo fans are crying, oh, they don't have to play us in Buffalo late in the season. It's like, yeah, and you motherfuckers don't have to play us in September in Miami, so quit bitching. Like,
yeah. Well, it was 120 degrees on their sideline.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, that's because when they put the roof on that thing, they did the smartest thing ever seen.
Oh, for sure. Oh, we covered. I forget that other guy. I covered the announcements of all the updates that were going to be going on at the Hard Rock, and they blatantly said, not on camera, but they blatantly said we're on the shade side. So the other team, we've already projected it's going to be 20 to 25 degrees warmer on that side than it is on our side.
Brutal.
Wow. Yeah.
So at Buffalo, which is a Thursday night game, week 3. Then you get home for the Jets at Carolina. A very real possibility.
5-1?
4-1. 4-1.
Oh,
it's a very real possibility of a 4-1 start there.
All right. This gets Dolphins Twitter alive.
I don't know why. Yes, it probably does, but it shouldn't.
It definitely does.
The schedule doesn't really get it's not a tough schedule, but it's not an easy schedule. So then home for the Chargers, at Cleveland, at Atlanta, we'll just do those 3. So home for the Chargers, at Cleveland, at Atlanta. They should win at least one of those games.
Say it again.
Oh my god. Yes, they fucking scored with 19 seconds left. Let's go. Swear to God. Sam Reinhart. Let's go. Tie game.
This doesn't update, man.
Your camera's rocking right now. It's from the arena. It's from the arena shaking.
Why hasn't this updated on this side?
Holy shit. That was amazing. Oh, let's fucking go.
Look, on ESPN, it still shows 19 seconds left, 4-3. What's going on? Get it to ESPN, the worldwide leader.
What a goal. Oh my God, what a play. Very nice.
And this is what playoff hockey is. Goals within the last 20 seconds of a game to tie it up.
Do you want to know what's crazy right now? And this stat, you're going to hear it here first, but it'll be talked about more tomorrow. The 2 latest goals ever scored in the third period of Stanley Cup Finals history have both happened in this series.
That's insane.
You had 17 seconds the other night with Corey Perry. I think that was game 2. And then you just had 19 and a half seconds here with the Sam Reinhart in game 4.
Which game 2? That's massive. You're just seconds away from a line, and then obviously again tonight too. Good shit.
Yeah.
I don't listen. I want the Panthers to win the series, which no Florida fan would ever say that about a New York team.
Only Anthony. All right. So we were at a potential 4-1, probably actually a 3-2 though. They'll lose like that Carolina or Colts game, like undoubtedly.
Times.
So then it's Chargers at Cleveland, at Atlanta. Like I said, the Cleveland game they should win. I just don't trust them on the road, but we'll give them 1 of 3 there. So you're going optimistically, you're going from 4-1 to 5-3, or you're going from 3-2 to 4-4.
4-4.
Then it does get tough before the bye week, but they all are home games. But it is tough. Baltimore, Buffalo, and Washington back to back weeks, and actually, the Baltimore game is on a short week. They play in Atlanta on Sunday, and then they play Baltimore at home on Thursday
night.
But then they get the mini bye week before the Buffalo game, and then they get another full week. Oh no, that's an international game. The Commanders game is international because it's a 9:30 a.m. start. So they're probably not winning any of those games. So,
what week do they play the? What day do they? I'm sorry. What date do they play the? Okay, I got it.
November 16th is the international game.
Yeah.
In Spain, I believe. Yeah, Spain. It's in Madrid. I would love to go to that game. Not going to happen though.
Yeah, and the Ravens come off playing the Bears at home on Sunday 1:00.
All right, so both teams are on short rest. That's good. So I don't think they win any of those three games. So we're now talking optimistically. What is that?
5-6.
5-6, or pessimistically 4-7. And if and also, by the way, if they are 4-7 and they have lost those three games going into the bye week, Mike McDaniels will not be coaching the team on Sunday, November 30th against the Saints. Then you have Saints at Jets at Steelers. I'm gonna do this one as just a group. Home for Cincy, home for Tampa, at New England. They should win at least two of these. No, at most two of these games. They're only winning two of those games because I think the Jets will get better as the season goes on. I don't think they're beating Pittsburgh on the road late in the season. I don't think they're beating Cincinnati or Tampa. And it wouldn't shock me if New England by then, like I said, it's just hard to
things going downhill fast is what's happening.
Yeah. You could start 4-1 and end 4-13. Jesus Christ. Oh my God. Well, it'd be 5-12 because they should win the Cleveland game. Yeah.
Yes.
But listen, as a Dolphins fan, I feel bad saying this, but it's true. We need this. We need a 4-13. We need to be brought back down to reality of what we actually are, which is not a very good team that spends way too much money on a mediocre roster.
Yeah, you're right.
We're a middling team that's way overextended cap wise on a roster that's not that good. And we need to pay for our sins. And now's the time to do it. For 4 or 5 win season that gets you a top pick. You do what you have to do to get up to number 1 or number 2 to get one of the quarterbacks. So a lot of people talking about Arch isn't coming out this year, which I don't know that I buy that yet.
That's come on. We know how this goes. Things change from November on. They're going to change from June.
But this is my thing. So this is technically his sophomore season because he was redshirted 1 year.
Mm-hmm.
But if he starts for Texas and they are good, he's going to be the number 1 pick.
Yeah.
Why is he not coming out? And there's also a real possibility that his hometown New Orleans Saints could have that pick.
Right.
Well, maybe not his. I'm sorry, not his hometown, but the fact that he could play for the Saints, same team his grandfather played for. I think there's a little bit. As much as I would love for him to be a Dolphin, I do like the poetic justice of him being a Saint.
Because that family is full of Saints.
I'm not going to hear me argue about it. I like the Mannings, so
I know.
I don't have anything negative to say about them. But this is supposed to be a pretty good quarterback class between Arch, Drew Aller from Penn State, Garrett Nussmeier from LSU. There's a couple other quarterbacks that people think will be in that top range, but there's also going to be probably a couple guys that come out of nowhere and elevate their stock. So it's supposed to be a much deeper quarterback class this year than last. I believe that.
And one of them may fall to the 11th round.
The 11th round. Unlikely. Unlikely. But no, so we suck. We fire everyone. We clean house.
It's
we
June.
We take our pain pills and we cut Tua and we move on. We start anew with a new quarterback.
All right. You see all these balls come up behind us. Let's talk a little bit about baseball here before we we roll out. It's still super early. It's June, but just a quick whirlwind tour around the league. Let's talk some first place teams and some major just party fouls in the world of baseball. Yankees are in first place. They're 42-25. The Blue Jays finally have come alive. So they're just 4.5 games back now. They were way below 500. The Orioles 27-40, 13 games under. Expectations wise,
thought they
that's
were gonna be
pretty
good.
shitty.
Thought they were gonna be
Shitty. And of course, you got the Rays that are 36-32 because they're never shitty, and they always find a way to
They're never shitty.
have a manageable team full of young guys that just do shit. And that's who the Mets play this coming weekend. But the Detroit Tigers, talk about surprise of the year so far. The Detroit Tigers are now 20 games over 500 with an 8-game lead in that American League Central. Last I looked, also, let me just double check here. Javi Baez was like near 300.
No, he's not. Shut your mouth.
He was. He sure was. Actually, well, he's not at that mark anymore. He's batting 269, which might as well be 300 for Baez.
Is it just me, or does it feel like it's a bit of a revitalization for batting averages across baseball? Feels like we went a couple of years where like 1 or 2 people hit 300. Now there's like 10 guys doing it.
Yeah, and actually it wasn't that. It was middle of about a month ago. Actually, into late May 25th, he was still at 290.
Yeah,
so he's dropped 20 points since then. But
it's June 12th, and Aaron Judge is hitting 392.
Mm-hmm. No, he's
92.
PlayStation. Playing PlayStation.
392. Also, I know you hate the Phillies. Where is he? I know he's on here somewhere. I gotta find him. When the fuck
5.5
did Kyle Schwarber start hitting left-handed pitching? This dude went years like totally sucking against lefties, and now he's hitting like 300 against them. Like,
you know what it is? It's just like, just go up there, swing as hard as you can, make contact, and eventually you're going to start getting the hang of it.
Pete Alonso, who a lot of people in New York said they should not resign, and he wasn't good anymore, and
idiotic.
He's hitting 298. He's playing really well.
He's got like 24 RBI this month.
He has 63. Does he lead baseball on RBIs? He
Shit.
does. He leads baseball in RBIs. Yeah. He has 63. Yeah. Holy fuck.
Over fast forwarding to the Mets here. Over the last like 10 days, 12 days or so, the Mets' top 4 hitters, Lindor, Nimmo, Soto, Pete, Alonso, they all have OPSs well north of 900. As well as a couple other guys in there. But Soto had a perfect game the other day. He was on base all 6 times. He went up. Did you see the at bat that he had against Gore?
I did not. Oh my god! It's the last. I found it. It's the last 15 days. Brandon Nimmo, Francisco Lindor, Jeff McNeil, Pete Alonso, and Juan Soto
finding shit.
all have OPSs above 1,000. Not 900, 1,000.
Look, see, I sold it short.
Oh my god, Juan Soto's on base percentage over that 15-day stretch is 542. That's absurd. He has more walks than games played.
I think.
Oh my god, he has 31 hits and 44. How many plate appearances though?
Who are you talking about now? Soto?
He's reached base 31 times in 58 plate appearances. That's fucking nuts.
Soto?
Yeah. 30. No, he's reached base 31 times in 58 plate appearances.
Yeah, there was a point. Yeah, because the one game of the weekend he was on base 6 times. It's just ridiculous. It's crazy.
Pete Alonso has 20 RBIs in the last 15 days. Holy fuck.
Yeah.
Holy fuck. That's a lot.
It's been pretty. Let me see if this is. No, that's not a good video.
Of those 5 players, Jeff McNeil is the only one with less than 10 runs. He has 7, and Francisco Lindor is the only one with less than 10 RBIs. He has 7. But
and by the way, during that stretch he broke his right pinky toe.
that's
Lindor.
absurd. Let me
He
look
got
at
hit
all
with
of baseball.
a dumb curveball by this bum ass pitcher with the Dodgers that don't know if you can't control your curveball, don't throw it to Lindor. He hit him on the front pinky toe, and broke the toe, but he's still out there playing, running out doubles.
I'm not gonna lie. I have not that I've shit on Aaron Judge in the past, but I've thought Aaron Judge was maybe a little bit of just like a power only kind of guy. What he's doing this year is absurd. It's a shame I haven't watched any of it.
Man, why can't I find a good video?
417. Holy fuck.
No, this is not right. This must be shown here on air. But I can't find it.
I gotta pull up his fan graphs. Do people still use fan graphs?
They do.
That used to be my
That's
favorite
funny.
website when I played fantasy baseball back in the day.
Us old folk.
Well, I know now everyone's on StatCast. You got to StatCast it. I just wanted to see Aaron Judge's. So his walk rate is actually down, but his strikeout rate is also down. It's the lowest it's been in his professional career at only 22.8%. His ISO is 386. He has a 465 BABIP. Holy fuck. But see, but now let's go look at the StatCast, because the StatCast is going to be fucking insane.
Three home. Come on, man.
His average exit velocity is 95. Holy shit. Oh my god, he's smoking the ball. His expected slugging percentage is 734. What the fuck? That's not even real.
It's a lot of video game stuff, and you know, he's just been miserable. Soto, just as like the Yankees want to say, he's just been awful. He doesn't smile in that dugout. They're playing flip the bottle in the dugout. Like, listen, all right, let's watch this. So Gore, who's pitching for the Nationals, here, is one of the pieces that was traded for Mr. Soto. So let's go ahead and share this bad boy. I want you to watch.
Is that who you're talking
Mackenzie Gore. Yeah, actually one of the top left-handers in baseball right now. Something like 11, 12 strikeouts per 9, et cetera, et cetera. But just watch this about. Watch Soto's reaction to each of his swings
this year than he has in the past. Last year, he had more strikeouts on the fastball than on the curve. This year, far more on the curve than on the fastball.
Pretty wicked fastball.
The curveball, he had 34 strikeouts with the curve and only 17 with the fastball against right-handed hitters.
Soto went down looking at a slider his first time, and he takes that slider on the outside corner, 1-1.
Look where the ball, it's almost dropped. It's
right see this?
At his calf level. Before he lets
the rotation he's got to get on that when he whips that arm around has got to be absurd. Oh, the filth. That was a nice curveball. That was a good take. That was a really nice curveball.
Well, Pete Alonso next to Darryl.
Is that Darryl Strawberry?
Number 2 and number 1 on the Mets all-time.
By the way, Pete Alonso now number 2 on the all-time Mets home run list.
Are you fucking serious?
Mm-hmm. Watch how he looks here. He shook his head.
Be playing in the alumni game.
Right? He shook his head at him.
I saw that. That's really interesting.
Well, they've got the younger guys against the older guys. The Citi Field alums versus the Shea alums.
That's September 13th.
I don't know if you're planning to go out there, but you older guys are going to have to do some work.
I'm not going.
Watch him here. He looks at him. Taking his head.
He's got the timing. He's got the timing.
He's probably telling the umpire right now, I got this motherfucker.
Yeah. Now is where you don't want to throw the breaking ball.
Strongman's number retired last year.
If you're going to throw a fastball, you got to get it up, though.
And he lifts that one to left field. Yeah. Pretty well hit. Back goes
What did I just say? This is where you don't want to throw the breaking ball. He's waiting for that breaking ball.
Look at him. He talked at him the entire way around. Look at him. He's still looking at him. Still looking at him. Watch him as he they zoom in now that I'm on the shot.
12 home runs, 3 of them against lefties as he goes deep against Gore, and it's 3-2.
So,
I love that I can still watch a pitch sequence and call out what probably shouldn't be thrown next and watch the home run coming.
They asked him what was being said as he rounded the bases during that altercation. He was like, we were just saying hi to each other. That's it. So I obviously my thought process on Soto is different from when he was with the Nationals. I didn't really pay attention when he was on the Yankees, but when he was in the Nationals and doing damage against the Mets, that Soto shuffle, screw you, buddy. And this guy used to tank bombs out of City Field, and I used to hate it. All right. Other things that are going around. The White Sox suck still. They're 23-46, 21.5 games out. The Kansas City Royals gave their fans a little bit of hope last year. They are 10.5 games out this year. The
Only
Astros
2.5 back of the wild card, though.
That's true. Wild card is given opportunity. The White Sox are 13.5 out of the wild card. The Astros back in first place. The Angels went on this big run. Then they fell off. Now they're back winning 7 out of 10. They just don't have it.
That division's ass.
Yep. Which is why there's a potential. I see the Texas Rangers down there languishing in fourth place, 33-36. There might be a potential fit on that team, a former New York Metropolitan that might want to just come back home in a trade, and Mr. Cohen just pay the check. We can give a single A guy. Don't rain on no parade. This is stretch run stuff. This is stretch run to put you over the top. This Mets team has the best pitching staff in all of baseball. It's insurance at this point. Do you see what our owner does? He'll send a single A dumb shit over to Texas and just pay the remainder of the contract and be done with it. But I'm kind of.
You guys really have the best pitching staff in baseball right now?
Please take a look and just admire what's happening. We have a $10 million guy that used to pitch for the New York Yankees that they didn't want to take the chance and turn him into a starter. Clay Holmes is like 6-2 with a sub-3 ERA.
Someone finally is letting Clay Holmes start regularly.
We got
this for that for fucking years. We got this.
Griffin Canning last year. So the Mets are now famous for this pitching lab that they have, right? Griffin Canning, the worst pitcher in all of baseball last year. Stat wise, this year he's like 5-2 with an ERA south of 3. The highest ERA on our staff right now is 3.65.
That's active on the staff right now.
That's Tyler McGill. Yeah.
It's 3.76, but that's still pretty good.
Man, so cool.
Oh, you said on the staff. You're talking just starters. My bad. I'm looking at that wrong.
Yeah. But even the even some of the relievers out there, just they went through this pitching clinic, and so these no-name guys who the Mets picked up. And by the way, Kodai Senga, their true ace, got hurt today. Thanks, Pete Alonso, for that wonderful throw that you led him to at first base. All right. That's the American League. The National League, the Mets do we still have the best record in baseball? What do we got here? Still the best record in baseball. The Mets 45-24. They're 27-7 at home. 20 games over 500 at Citi Field. And just like this week, that the walk-off game that they had on a Wednesday night, Tuesday night, 40,000 people there at Citi Field. How many Marlins games does that take to get to 40,000?
The Oilers just had a puck that literally danced along the goal line and did not go in.
It's so much anxiety with high the game that they won the other day. The goalie didn't even realize that it went through his legs.
Yeah,
and then it's moving, and you're watching as a fan, and it's moving like super slow motion. Just grab the shit. All right, rest of baseball. The Phillies are 5.5 out. Bryce Harper's down. The Braves sitting comfortably 15 games out of first place. I like that. 9 games out of the wild card as well. The Marlins got swept by the Colorado Rockies. The Rockies left Citi Field 9-48.
Jesus.
Or no. I'm sorry, 9-52. They left 12 and 52 or somewhere around there. Miami, they swept the Marlins. The Cubs are doing their thing. They're 15 games over. This is the expected next step forward. Pete Crow Armstrong, who they got from the New York Metropolitans for a 2-month rental. What we're about to have, I thought we were going to have a remember Timmy's moment when the Rangers were on.
I've listened to nothing but Canadian sports media complain about the officiating, and I just watched AJ Greer go completely past the defender and go back to get the puck and just get fucking grabbed by his collar and yanked backwards with no penalty called. I'm just curious as to what we're talking about here.
What the explanation is going to be. These Canadians, they complain about everything. All right, so you got the Cubs up there. The rest of that division is really mediocre. The Brewers 4 games over. Pirates been playing better. They fired their manager, but they're 14 games under. Dodgers. So what was an almighty National League West, minus the Rockies, they're now 13 and 55. Their run differential is minus 201.
Minus 201? Is that what you said?
Yeah, the Rockies. The Rockies have a run differential of minus 201.
Oh my God, you're right.
They've given up 425 runs. Who's next?
Shit, that's really bad.
350. The Diamondbacks are 350. But so the Diamondbacks have fallen back. Corbin Burns, their big offseason acquisition, done for the year with Cy Young surgery.
Yo, what the fuck is this? How's this motherfucker? Oh, he got dumped, so it doesn't matter.
The one bright side of having no teams left in the finals is no stress. Look, is this stress? I'm stress free. I'm talking about the Mets here. I'm talking about the Rockies being 13 and 55. I'm all good.
Corey Perry might have just like broken arm. He just got leveled into the boards.
All right, and Giants got beat walk-off fashion today by the Rockies. They're 11 games over. The Padres playing well also. So that's baseball as of June 12th. All-Star voting is open. Please vote all Mets. Lindor absolutely got to be there. Pete got to be there too. And by the way, all this talk about Juan Soto's probably got to be there eventually as well. I might as well just slide the entire staff in there, pitching staff. They're just.
I'm gonna look here. Hold on. So we're gonna go by. We're gonna vote.
Oh, we're gonna vote. We're gonna vote live.
We're gonna vote live. So
right.
First base for the National League, I did pick Pete Alonso.
Pete,
982 OPS. You deserve to be picked. It's really good. Oh, Panthers got a 3-on-2. Oh, we turned it over. Fuck. That's ice. That's offsides. That's offsides. Okay, thank you. All right. Back to the pick.
That used to be me.
The American League first base ballot is bleh. Oh no, it's not. Maybe it is. Is it Spencer Torkelson? Is he the pick? He's only hitting 234, but he leads in home runs and RBIs by like a pretty wide margin.
I really thought that this was going to be a Goldschmidt easy all-star.
I'm picking Torkelson.
I don't. He doesn't deserve it because he's got that logo on him.
Well, you talking about Spencer? Oh, you're talking about Goldschmidt.
I'm talking about Goldschmidt. Yeah.
Oh,
because he's I mean, he's down to 313. I know that he was up at like 340, 345 at one point. Look at 90-year-old Carlos Santana out there.
Second base. Who are we picking for second base? Not any of those guys. It might be Willie Castro. Yeah, it's going to be Willie Castro because I don't want to pick Jose Altuve.
Now, in the National League, I just ask you. I'm not being a homer. I just want you to look at Jeff McNeil's numbers.
I know. I was just looking at him. The only reason I won't pick him is because
911
Ketel Marte has
over
1,003
right?
OPS.
Wait, okay. Well, look, don't vote just yet. Wait another couple of games. See the that you just
Do they
and then
limit the
you
amount of
vote.
times you can vote now? Did they finally do that? Because
No, I'm not sure. But you can vote 5 times a day.
All right. Third base. American League. Who we picking?
What about Freddie Freeman? Take a step back. I know. I'm sorry. He's gonna back up Alonso. See, my thing with Freddie Freeman is I hated him because he was a Brave. He's a really great guy. Like really good friends with some of the Mets players. Got kids. He's a very likable guy. And then the Braves did him dirty, so it's easier for him to be a backup there.
Well, what's crazy about that story is that it's not even that the Braves did him. His agent did him dirty.
Yeah, that whole situation's jacked up.
That's really fucked up. That whole situation. I can't believe that.
And even you got the agent situation, and then you got the Braves. I think that the conversation should have been put out there that whatever, mutually agreed to leave, but then they trade for this guy. They signed him to a long-term deal while Freeman was a free agent. So
is Manny Machado the third baseman? I believe he is. I picked Jose Ramirez in the American League. I think
Machado.
he's having a really
Key
good
Brian
year.
Hayes is real. What a disappointment. He was supposed to be a player for the Pirates.
All right, so now we're at shortstop. Shortstop.
Yeah, don't even. What are we doing?
Where's my guy O'Neal Cruz? He's not playing shortstop no more. I guess not. All right. There's Lindor, and then
Where's Cruz playing?
I don't know. He's not on here for shortstops though. They have Isaiah Kinner Falafel.
Oh, they have him. He's in the outfield.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. He's got a freaking cannon.
Yeah. Oh, kidding me? All right, you already got Lindor. Just throw that guy in there.
I didn't see anyone else that would. Yeah, I don't think it's that close, honestly. As I look at the rest of these numbers,
De La Cruz.
Maybe Turner. Trey's having a good year. Mookie playing shortstop. Doing his thing. In the American League, is Jeremy Pena an all-star? He might be. Trevor Story still plays baseball?
Yeah. He's struggling. to say the least. Look at Corey Seager having a beast year, 706 OPS.
Oh, jeez. Oilers turned the puck over, and the Panthers almost scored.
Wow. Gunnar.
They turned it over again.
I just want to say, just take a look at Carlos Correa, who Dave mentioned many times was a better player than Francisco Lindor.
He's hitting 251 with a 677 OPS.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I used to love me some Carlos Correa.
Gunnar Henderson. This is baffling to me that he's got 19 RBI on a team that was supposed to at least challenge the Yankees.
Bennett should have passed it. Oh, Sam Bennett. Sam Bennett got a nice shot off. He still almost scored, but if he passes it, it's a wide open. Oh no, the stick was there. Okay, maybe not. Maybe he made the right choice. I'm trying to get through this list. Who did I say? I was gonna pick Jeremy Pena. I can't vote for an Astro though, even though he wasn't there during that. So we're gonna go with Bo Bichette because I love his dad.
All right. That guy was a beast.
Yes, he was.
And Bo Bichette, this is a nice bounce back year for him.
Yes, he's having a strong year. So now what is this? This is catcher. Carson Kelly and Hunter Goodman. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Will Smith also having a phenomenal year.
And the thing is with Hunter Goodman, even though he's with the Rockies can't even score at home this year. So something's going on. Some weird shit's happening.
Is Will Smith still good defensively? I know he was like really good defensively early on. Is that still?
He's still good. Yeah, and obviously he's still good with the bat.
Okay, so now we're in the outfield. We get to pick 3. Anyone standing out? Ronald Acuna, no thank you. He's only not really done much. Pete Crow Armstrong, that's an easy one.
I don't know how many games he's been back for, Acuna. But he had that, the ACL thing.
Yeah, no, it hasn't been many. It's not enough for me to vote.
Look
for
at Michael Conforto in that 175 average. Former New York Metropolitan. The thing is here, I think we start with Pete Crow Armstrong.
Yeah, he's definitely the choice number one.
Yeah, we traded him for Javi Baez 2 months.
Ugh, that's rough. That's rough. Oh, come on, guys.
Jason Hayward doing his thing in San Diego, 494 OPS.
Oh, I can't do this.
I don't even want to see the stress level on your face. I'm looking at this.
I don't know why I keep looking at it. I shouldn't. I got to stop looking at it. Kyle Tucker, his outfield mate, probably deserves a vote as well.
There's a lot.
Whoa, James Wood. Where did this come from? The Oilers cannot get the puck out of the zone. They finally cleared it.
Oh, it is another guy. Another young guy over the last few years, Jordan Walker for the Cardinals. Didn't amount to
sucks.
And he's one of the oldest looking young guys out there.
Yeah, he looks like he's 50.
Yeah, it's like Willie McGee. Willie McGee out there. You got James Wood, and he's a beast. He's also great defensively. I think he's one of the pieces that the Nationals got for Soto.
I believe you are correct in that.
Yeah. Fernando Tatis has an OPS under 800. You got a Marlin up there with an OPS over 800. Kyle Stowers. I don't know who that is.
Never heard of him.
Mm-mm.
I'm trying so hard to look back and forth, and
a lot of drop on the Brian Reynolds for the 675 OPS. What?
I missed the goal, so I didn't see it come back in. I saw them clear the zone and then sub out, but then I didn't see it come back in. It looks like it was Leon Draisaitl again.
It's gonna be a quiet walk in the parking lot. Not gonna hear much out there.
Wait, are they reviewing it?
Are they reviewing it at this point? No.
The Panthers were waiting, so it looked like they might have reviewed it, but I don't think they did.
They just changed the score on ESPN to 5-4.
Yeah, I didn't see the goal at all, so I have no idea what happened.
Canada still in it, 2-2. Hopefully,
a really poor Dolphins Panthers line change. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Was he not offsides?
Poor Trout.
Oh, it ricocheted off a Panther.
Worst.
Yeah, it's a fucking cheapie. I hate for a game to end like that.
Well, I'm like, where the hell did Devers go showing up? He ain't playing no field. He doesn't want to play. He doesn't want to put a glove on.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna try and actually get through this now.
Kyle Tucker, 273, 1343, and 890 OPS.
Jonathan India is an outfielder for the Royals now?
I could not hit. Last I checked in, he was second base for the Reds.
That's the last time I heard about him.
Where's he? Where is he at? Where are we at here? Okay.
Byron,
76.
All right. I got my outfielders. Do I want to keep them like that? Yeah, I think I have to. Pete Crow Armstrong, Kyle Tucker, James Wood, Byron Buxton, Aaron Judge, Tyler Soderstrom. Got to get an athletic in there. So,
no, and they were playing well for a while, but I think they're 20 under now.
Is Devers the ALDH by default? Yes, he is. Okay. 57 RBIs. Jesus. National League. Who's DHing?
And that's being a pain in the ass too.
Oh, it's the I don't know if you heard of this guy before. His name's Shohei Ohtani. He's pretty good.
Listen,
Is he in here? Is he pitching? Is he pitching yet?
No, not yet. They
So-
think he's getting close to it.
So, all right. Well, I'm picking Shohei. You have 5 votes remaining. Why do I have 5 votes? Oh, because you can vote 5 times. Okay. All right. There you go.
There's some good choices on the outfit. Suzuki for the Cubs also 873 OPS, 17 and 57 RBI.
I don't feel I was biased at all. I only have 2 Mets on there. Not that I'm a Mets fan, but 2 on there. 2 Dodgers, 2 Cubs, a Diamondback, a Padre, and a National. It's pretty balanced. In the
That's pretty
American
good.
League,
You
I have two Twins and no other 2s. Just 2 Twins. Everyone else, a Tiger,
Singles.
an Indian, a Blue Jay, a Mariner, a Yankee, an Athletic, and a Red Sox. So I
There
have
you
2
go.
Twins and no other 2s.
and a partridge
All
in a pear tree.
That's right. All right. Review picks. Let's do it. Send it in. Send it in. I have to put my information? Do I win a contest?
I'm voting Soto every time.
That's fine. You're a fan, as you should. You should.
And it's not like he's having a shit season that I'm
No.
just purely
He's
being a
got-
homer on.
He's going to
It's
be
just
there
not a-
regardless. So
Yeah. All right. I think we'll end it on that note.
it says
Talk
pick
a
your
little bit
favorite
about
team,
baseball.
and it doesn't give me Florida Marlins as an option. I don't know if I like this.
Come on, Ant.
I don't want to pick
can't
the
even-
Miami Marlins.
Pick
I
the
hate
Mets.
them.
Do it. Let's go, Mets.
I'm not picking the Mets. I'm sorry.
No, well then pick the Mariners. I don't know.
Maybe I should pick the
Cubs.
Mariners.
Do it. Pick the Cubs. Do it for Raph.
All right, I can do
Chicago
that.
Cubs.
That I can get behind.
Hey,
All right,
see,
cool.
eventually I get to the right rationale. All right, let's head on out here. Timmy completely abandoned us tonight. And
I still
have to
got
get
2
some
hours
mistakes
out of
next
you.
week. You did. You see, it flowed. We had the game going on here. We got into some baseball. You see, you lured me in with some more baseball talk here. All right. That will do it for us this week. Let's do a quick round robin back and forth here. Ant, what you got here on the way out?
Stanley Cup Finals are tied at 2. Bold prediction. I think the Thunder figure out a way to do that tomorrow night. And I think that these series are going to go as long as everyone originally. Well, one of these series is going to go as long as everyone originally anticipated. I don't know about the other one. Yeah, I did. Well, what if we get a win? If we get a win tomorrow night, then both series are guaranteed 6 games at minimum. So
that's right. And that's all I can hope for now with OKC. All right. For me on the way out, listen, right now for me it's just baseball season. That's all I got. I did no rooting interest anywhere else. I do want to see the Panthers. I picked the Panthers in every single round. Want to see the Panthers continue this whole deal of a Canadian shutout of Stanley Cup champs, and of course, let's go OKC. I can't have the Pacers win. I don't want to see Reggie Miller. I don't want to see Pat McAfee. I have not watched anything Pat McAfee since the Knicks were eliminated.
Well, it might be we'll see how the rest of the series plays out. It's possible.
All right.
Possible it might be a lot longer than that.
All right. Well, it's baseball season for me right now. I'm enjoying what the Mets got going on. And you know what? One last thing that I want to say, I've been really critical of Rob Manfred and his commissionership with baseball. But you look at some of these numbers that are going on, and if you're a real fan of baseball, you're enjoying it because you're seeing people come back and watch. Shorter games, some more action. You still got your good pitching matchups and whatnot. But you know what? He wasn't all bad. He has not been all bad. He did wait a little too long on the Pete Rose thing. Poor guy. So that does it for us this week. What episode was this? 122. 122 episodes down. Next week we have to bring 123 and more of a packed house here. Timmy's probably in Dream World. It's got a long day meeting. He met the Twins today at the ESPN studios. So That's fun. All right. That'll do it for us. We'll see you guys next week. Let's go Mets. Let's go OKC. And let the Panthers do what they got to do against Edmonton. See you guys next week. Peace out or bye.
Mahomes swings it.